I just wasted 10 seconds of your life.
Shalom once again, amigos. I apologize for missing last week's video. I have unfortunately been trying to salvage that last week's video because I tried it in a different way, but it was pretty much unsalvageable, so I decided, you know what, just forget it. So I'll tell you what I had done that week. Then most of it has been taken up by school. There really hasn't been that much. And this week, I've mostly been trying to salvage that thing. I did manage, however, to make that intro for Xpander 666, like I told him I was going to do. It looks like this. We both liked it. He did want something to change, so I was more than willing. So I'm sending him picture previews back and forth. During about the center of these, he says that some guy saw my intro and wanted to quote-unquote challenge me. As a challenge accepted, and then of course more school came, and school comes first. Long story short, by the time I was actually able to render out the second video preview after working on it, he said that the other guy had already finished and he was going to use his. Which I'm really not that upset, not only because I saw his intro and it was pretty cool, yet still pretty simple. Or pretty simple, yet still pretty cool. But that's a life lesson right there. If you have too much stuff to do, then you're not going to please everybody, and you won't be able to do what you want to do, and somebody else is going to take it. So, lesson learned, moving on. What will this video be about? Well, some guy, his name is Thunder, posted a comment asking me to do a tutorial for some 3D text for intros, rotating, flipping, zooming. So, since he also said that he's a complete noob, I'm going to try to make this at noob level. So, pay attention. First I will show you that I did make that Xpander 666 intro, and this is the second version of it. I'm going to get out of rendered mode so I can show you. This is the unrendered animation, and this is the rendered animation, which I decided to render out anyway, even though it's not going to be used, just because I can. I'm a little unhappy with how the coloring came out on the green part. I was going to figure that out later, but I wanted to get a preview out. Yeah. Anyway, this is what it looks like now. The animation stopped already. The rest is just a picture preview. No need to spend extra time rendering it. However, I assume. I'm guessing that's the kind of thing that Mr. Thunder wants to do, so that's why I showed that video footage. This one's really 2D text. It's not even 3D. They are rotating around that thing, which I'll save you some trouble right now. That's where they rotate. It's possible to move it by going into edit mode and moving it around. That thing, that one little dot got me so frustrated, you wouldn't even believe it. Yeah, so you can kind of tell they're moving in accordance to that one dot of stationary. So that's why I had to show that. Anyway, onward to the tutorial. Now, once you have started up Blender and have deleted your default view, go into top view by pressing the number pad 7. Then bring your camera down to the same view by pressing Ctrl Alt number pad 0. Then click the center and hit Shift A, go down to text. You can then go into edit mode by pressing tab and type in whatever you want. I'm going to put random text, scale it down, and bring it over here. Scaling down with S, grabbing with G, and then grabbing along the X axis by pressing X after pressing G. I'm going to then press Shift D to duplicate. Hit Y, bring it down along the Y axis, and then clicking to make it stop moving. Just there you learned how to create text, how to move stuff around, scale stuff around, moving your view. So see, we're learning. Going into edit mode and pressing for a tutorial. If you want your own custom font, there is a way. I don't remember it. But hey, Google's your friend. So, random text for a tutorial. Again, rotating, well, I didn't say it yet, so rotating is R, and again I say they all go by that dot. If you want to move that now, though, you won't be able to. These are just text. And it's 2D text, which is flat and boring. So, I'm going to make this 3D. You need to convert this into a mesh by pressing Alt-C, then going to mesh from curve made a certain text. I can then go into edit mode, and hey, things are actually to where I can not only move that point, but also hit E to extrude and make this text 3D. Which is what we want. Nice 3D text. Oh yes, by the way, whenever you rotate, be sure to do it in object mode, because I'll show you now. When I go into edit mode, like say I want this to be a little bit bigger, if I press G and Z to stabilize the text along the Z axis, it will do it according to the world. Same thing with Y and X. But I want to do it according to the object, so I press Z again, and now it will actually move around according to the Z axis on the object itself. A warning though, if you do this from object view, or if you rotate from edit mode, that's what I meant to say. Press Z to go into wireframe mode, then press B, click and drag. These are pro techniques, by the way. Write them down. Like if I try to go to the Z-axis to the object itself, it will stay where it was before, which is not where it is now. So always rotate from object mode. That's just a little word of advice. Alright, so 3D for tutorial, check. You can go ahead and do the same for random text. You can select and deselect all of them by pressing A, by the way. I'm going to go in front view and align them, because for this tutorial I'm going to say that I want to spin them like a propeller. However, I want them both to spin right in the center. So what I'm going to do next while I'm in object mode is shift right click after saving, just in case, and then press Ctrl J. What this does is join them into a single object, though I have misaligned it slightly. Okay, more than slightly. I can easily go into edit mode, select just that text, grabbing it, putting it where it's supposed to be. Then selecting both of them in edit mode, and moving them so that they're both in the center of that yellow dot. Always keep an eye on that dot. Okay, little, just a tad off. But you know enough to actually start your way. Oops. You press delete by pressing X. I accidentally pressed it. Undo is Ctrl Z like in several other programs. I'm going to fix this up a bit because currently they're not at the same height. Alright. So, that's done. If you want to do it in accordance to actual time though, then, as the duck cow has pointed out, there's a simpler way than what I did. It's called audio scrubbing. Boom, video edit! Sorry, but I'm going to have to do this in a different window while playing the same audio, video editing it together with my favorite program, Blender of course. Because I can't record audio and video at the same time. But hey, this will prove what I want. Right now I have this boom video edit here, and I want to time it to my boom video edit that I said in the video. How did that look, by the way? I don't know, because I haven't made it look like that yet. So, as I turn on audio scrubbing, then go back and forth pressing left and right arrow keys, you can hear which frame sound starts at. Whichever frame that you're currently on is where that particular sound starts, but plays in accordance to frames, which you can load them, by the way, in the video editor, as I showed in my custom intro tutorial. Be sure to watch that video because it does help out. I hope. Anyway, so I can insert a keyframe by pressing I, then insert location, rotation, or scale, or a combination of the two, 3. And then I'm going to move back a few frames. I'm going to say try out 15 frames. Okay. And if I want to rotate a bit more than it has, then I'm going to play it safe by going to the frame in which it starts, then going back every few frames and inserting another keyframe after rotating. If necessary, I will delete the keyframe that's at the start of the animation, or start of the actual insertion of Boom Video Edit. But you will want to keep the one that is actually timed where it is. If it doesn't look right, go back to the start of the whole animation by pressing Shift, left arrow, then press Alt and A to play. And that should be it. Then render your animation with some video settings, like I have shown in my other tutorial. If you want your own custom materials though, there are plenty of tutorials about that. And voila! Some timed, rotated, located text. Boom, back out! Alright. So I hope this video has helped you. That's pretty much all I have to say. That's more than enough to get you started with some cool hints and tips from somebody who's been using Blender for a while. I'm not going to call myself a Blender Pro yet. I'm not that level. But anyway, hope I've helped you out. Congratulations on finding Blender, and thank you for subscribing to me. I'm really like one of the minorities of Blender users on YouTube. And thank you everybody for who has subscribed to me. I'm actually growing at a decent subscriber rate. I'm so excited because I'm doing productive stuff here. Anyway, if you have any further questions, feel free to leave a comment. If you have a request, you can also leave a comment. And also, finally, the video editor for Awesome Reloaded has finished video editing the footage in question and has sent it over to me. So I'm going to get to work on the most time-consuming part, which is the rotoscoping, the blasted rotoscoping, and then generating the rest of the effects in there. That's it, that's all I have to say. I'll see you next video. Shalom, my peoples.
I will own here like I own everywhere else. Where did I spawn? I'm already lost. Do 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 do. I shall follow cows when I run a big herd. I know that it is where I have spawned in here, in this beautiful land. I call this land, this land, this land.